So the first thing you're giving up by not hooking up the Bluetooth on the G-Shock Rangeman GPR H1000 is software updates, okay? So when you go onto your phone, there's a phone app, and when you connect it, one of the first things it's gonna want to do is update the software, okay? Now I have another connected smartwatch from G-Shock, which is the GBDH 2000, and I've already connected it to the app, and you can see at the top of the screen, it's telling me that there's a software update available for the GBDH 2000. And I believe that this software update will allow an hourly chime, meaning that at the top of every hour, the watch will beep, which is what a lot of El Cheapo Casios do. They just beep at the top of the hour, which some of us really like. It's a small feature, but this Rangeman out of the box doesn't have that. And so you're missing out on updates such as that if you don't connect the Rangeman to the app. Now, some of you may be saying, well, why don't you just connect the watch, update the software, and then never connect it again? That's a possibility, okay? But I have not connected this at all, not even once since I took it out of the box. Part of it is to test and see if it's possible to use this Rangeman as a standalone watch. But the other reason is just I never got around to it, all right? It's just so annoying. Like people are like, oh, just hook up the Bluetooth. What's the big deal? It's no problem. Well, I mean, you have to download the app. Hopefully it's compatible with your phone. And I'm the type of guy who makes phones last way longer than I should. Way past the planned obsolescence of the phone. I'm hanging on to old phones. Maybe the app doesn't work, but you have to download the app. Then you have to create an account. You have to enter your email, agree to 5 different terms of service, type in your mother's maiden name, and then connect the phone, and then the app crashes, and then you have to restart the app, etc., etc. You get the idea. Apps are stupid and annoying. It was way easier just calling, Pembroke House of Pizza on the telephone and being like, hey, make me a pepperoni pizza extra grease. It's way easier to do that than to, order a pizza via an app. Anyways, so I have not updated the software, but I've been able to use this watch since, it's been over a month, and I've been used just about everything on the watch, no problem. And there are some limitations, okay? So we're gonna go through each of these widgets. Heart rate. You can turn on the heart rate monitor. You don't need the phone for that, and it will tell you your heart rate, okay? So we'll give it a second to get my heart rate. Hopefully I'm not too worked up about that rant about how stupid apps are. But yeah, 63 beats per minute. You don't need a smartwatch app for that functionality. And it will also, this is where the chart would be. I've had this off. But if you'd have a chart for the past 8 hours showing your heart rate, and that doesn't need the app. And so let's back out of that. And next is the compass. Compass doesn't need an app. You do have to calibrate the compass. And it has probably the stupidest northward pointing arrow ever. It's smaller than the tip of a ballpoint pen. Pretty dumb if you ask me, but there's the compass. It works. All right, and then altimeter. The altimeter, you do not need Bluetooth, you do not need the app. I don't think this is accurate. You may still need to calibrate it. Barometer, same thing, goes off the same sensor. So there's ABC sensors in this Rangeman, and they work just fine. No Bluetooth, no app needed. Almanac. All right, so yeah, this is a sunrise and sunset as well as a moon phase. And this is based off of your coordinates. So the GPS can acquire your coordinates and then fill in this information for the almanac. It does not need a Bluetooth connection. All right, tide graph. This will tell you the tide, and this is set for Hawaii. Now you can go in and set it. Now I haven't actually done that, as you can see, because I live in the desert. There's no tide. Unless, we can get somehow notice a tide on the Pecos River, which is dried up. But anyways, you can go in, you hold down this rev button to reveal all the settings on any screen. And so you can enter in the latitude, longitude of wherever you want to view the tide. Okay, so that is another function on the Rangeman that is available without Bluetooth. Blood oxygen, so that will read your blood oxygen, and that does not need the app. Breathing exercise does not need the app. However, I think that, with a lot of these, it's somewhat easier to set from the app, and there's a few small little add-ons that the app will make available. And I believe that breathing exercise, if you go into the app, you can change how long you want the duration of this breathing exercise to be. And as it comes out of the box, it's 3 minutes, and I don't think you can change that. I'm holding down the rev button. Oh yeah, you can, never mind. But I'm pretty sure that in the app there might be a small detail you can change about the breathing exercise. Cardio status. So this monitors your physical activity, and will tell you, based on your age and weight and your athletic status, whether you're working out too much or too little based on your heart rate. So right now it's saying I'm overreaching. And so if you had the app, it would provide you a lot more information, many more details. But the basics are here in the watch without any type of connectivity needed. And LifeLog counts your steps. Now I've had it in power saving mode, so it says 0 steps because I've been walking around moving, but I've been testing the battery, and it's kind of a long story. But anyway, I put it in power saving mode, so everything is off, and then I went out in the sun to see how much it boosts the battery, and you can watch those videos about that experiment. So the step counter has been off, but by default it is on. And it will count your steps. And so it'll give you some basic information about your steps, the weekly step count, the daily step count, the monthly step count. Interesting information, but the basics are there. You don't need the app for the basics. Nightly recharge. Right now it says no data. For the same reason I explained before, I've had those functions off. You can go into the settings of the watch with the watch itself and type in when your bedtime is. So you hold down Rev to reveal the settings. You go into the settings, and where is it? Is it general settings? Yes, where it says nighttime. So my bedtime is from 9 p.m. to 8 a.m. A lot of times I don't even sleep during that time because, I'll have to work a job that will have me going overnight. But after a few days of sleeping during your designated sleep time, the watch itself, by itself, will let you know, give you just, whether your sleep is okay, compromised, or good, etc. It will give you non-detailed information. If you want more detailed information, you have to go into the app. Oops, all right. So there's just a few more functions. Let's go from the other way. The notifications, obviously, if you want Bluetooth notifications, you have to hook up Bluetooth. And so when you do have it hooked up, it uses more energy from the battery, and it will relay notifications from your phone to this watch, and you cannot respond from the phone. It will just let you know whether you should go get your phone and respond. That's not available without Bluetooth, obviously. Stopwatch. Stopwatch works fine. You don't need the Bluetooth, but it's stupid because it doesn't show you fractions of a second. So that means if you're a football coach, like all your players are going to be running the 40-yard dash in 5 or 6 seconds. Kind of lame. Or if you have really slow linemen, 6 seconds. Or if you have really fast running backs, 4 seconds. Timer only goes up to 60 minutes. But you can use that fine without the Bluetooth. In world time, of course, the GPS of this watch can acquire the time signal and sync up the time to your time zone, and then you can look at other time zones with the world time, and that works fine without the Bluetooth. An activity log. These are your workouts. You store all your workouts, so you can work out without Bluetooth, and these workouts, it's telling me I have low battery, but you can still work out. So the gym workout doesn't need Bluetooth or GPS, and some of these workouts do need the GPS. Like the open water swimming needs a GPS, trail running. But if you have enough battery, it will acquire the GPS signal, and the GPS will tell you how far you've ran, for example, when you're running. And it'll record the basic details of your workout in that life log widget that we were just looking at. Now, with the phone app, if you take out your phone, it will give you a lot more information about your workout. It'll give you all these details about your workout, your swimming, or you're working out, you're resting, and your caloric burn. You know how many calories you've burned and how many in the breakdown of the macronutrients from your workouts. So the basics will be in the watch. Extensive details will be in the app. Now, obviously, you don't need all of those details. Now, if you want those details, connect the phone via Bluetooth. If you don't, just keep on chugging along using the watch. Now, as I said, I really don't like Bluetooth. A lot of us who watch my Beat or Watch vlog, we don't like Bluetooth. This is like a consortium of guys who don't like Bluetooth on their G-Shock watches. Some guys are really up in arms about the Bluetooth connectivity on these watches, and also that you need to charge the batteries. It's a big beef that people have with G-Shock and the direction that Casio's taking the G-Shock watches. Now, I gave it a shot. Like, I used the GBH 2000 as a fitness watch. And for a while, I didn't connect it. Everybody was screaming at me, just use a Bluetooth. What's the big deal? You scared of, what do you not use a microwave? You're scared of radiation? Just like acting like Redditors in the comments. And I was like, no, I'm not using the Bluetooth. And then those same people came back and like, help, the app's not working. The app is crashing. This is terrible. And I'm like, yeah, I told you so. Apps are stupid. And I already made a rant in this video about how apps are dumb. And don't get me started again. But, you can play in one way or the other. So, can you use this like as anti-Bluetooth absolutist? Never even turn on Bluetooth. And so far, yes, you can. There's some things you'll be giving up. Like I said, you won't have the software updates. You won't have the detailed information, but the basics are right here, standalone in this watch. And can you connect it, update it, and turn it off? Yeah, you can do that too. If you're kind of strategic about how you want the Bluetooth to work, you can do that. And there's something called airplane mode. So if you go hold down the rev button from the main time screen, you can turn on airplane mode. The problem with the airplane mode is that it turns off the GPS too. And, at least that was the case with the GBH 2000. There should be what would be called stealth mode, like they have on the Garmin Instinct, where you can turn off the Bluetooth without turning off the GPS. But they don't have that. And, so I've not turned on the Bluetooth, and I'm kind of lazy about it. I will turn on the Bluetooth so I can update the software and see what kind of additional functions or bug fixes have occurred. But the past couple weeks, I've been testing the battery. And you can watch the videos where I shared the results of that test. It seems like the battery life is a little bit better than the GBH 2000, which is good. Not like exceptionally better, but marginally better. Just a little bit. I mean, I haven't tested it a whole lot, but we're going to test it some more. Now, if you're going for like the classic regular GPS, battery, like the Mudman has the time, the ABC sensor, better countdown timer, better stopwatch. It shows you the almanac, which is a sunrise and sunset. Does not have the moon phase. However, this is totally self-sustained with the sun. I haven't worn it in a while because I've been wearing the Rangeman since it came out. But the battery is on M. And so this has a good battery, good charger. So if you wanted like a more modern G-Shock, but confirmed standalone, completely standalone watch, my suggestion is the the GW9500, this Mudman, in the positive LCD. The negative LCD is very difficult to read. Now, if you did want the Bluetooth, then this watch, it's big, but it's light. And if you did want all the Bluetooth stuff, then yeah, this is the way to go. I'll make another video comparing the Rangeman to the GBH 2000 because there's some pros and cons between these two watches, either way. It depends a lot on what you're looking for in a watch. But the Rangeman is a very durable watch with the mud-resistant buttons and all the smartwatch features and all the fitness features. For some people, that's great. And for those of you thinking, well, what if I get it, take it out of the box, can I use it without all that smartwatch stuff? And the answer is yes. Now, as far as the battery life goes, like I said, I'm testing the battery life. I believe that the battery life will charge the basic watch functions indefinitely. When the ABC sensors come on, I think that the charging won't be able to keep up. Like, it may be like a year, maybe even 2 years that you'll have to put on the charger, which is a clamp, and it will charge up the battery. That's what I'm getting so far. Now, if you turn on the GPS for your workouts or the heart rate monitor, you'll have to charge it up. If you have the heart rate monitor on all the time, you probably get about a week of charge. And if you have on the heart rate monitor sporadically, like just when you're working out, and you only do a few running or swimming workouts here and there, so the GPS doesn't come on a lot, probably get a month. Now, these are ballpark figures, and it depends on you being outside and getting a lot of sun, okay? So that's kind of what I've seen so far for the battery. And obviously, Bluetooth, it's a low energy Bluetooth. Where does it say that? Somewhere, it's called BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy. So it doesn't use a lot of energy, but obviously the notifications will use some, and yeah, that will require eventually having to plug it in. All right. So, anyways, that's the Rangeman GPR H1000 G-Shock's ultra tough, durable fitness watch, and a lot of G-Shock Giga Chads say this is not a Rangeman. You don't plug in the Rangeman. You don't have a heart rate monitor on a Rangeman. Well, I mean, look what it says right there. Rangeman, that's what Casio G-Shock said. And the G-Shock Giga Chads disagree. But anyways, stay tuned for the results of these tests, as well as comparisons with other G-Shock watches. The Mudman's still my favorite. I love this watch. GW9500. Super tough, super durable. And this one is a good one too. I'll leave links below if you're interested in this Rangeman. And I just want to leave you guys with John chapter 14, verse, I forget what it is, 6. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father except through him. I'm Jim Kincaid. Thanks for watching.